Hi class, my name is Kelly Walker, and today I'm going to introduce you to my friend, Marcel Hemingway the hedgehog. My topic today is to demonstrate how to set up a hedgehog cage, and I'm going to show you how to do bath time as well. The reason for this topic is because he is a new pet to me. I didn't really understand what all was involved before I got him, but he turned out to be an amazing pet. If any of you are thinking about getting a new pet, he takes up not too much space, he's a lot of fun, he's really cute. Not too much work, so I'll show you what you'd be getting into, okay? So first of all, I'm going to show you how to set up the cage, what you need, and why in relation to how they act in their natural habitat. Now I've already sprinkled some baking soda along the bottom of the cage, and then I've lined it with newspaper. The first thing you do after that is you take something heavy, these are water and food dishes, and you want to weight down the newspaper. This is because hedgehogs are natural burrowers, so you don't want them climbing under everything and ruining the cage lining. When everything's all set up, it's perfectly okay to throw in some couple pieces of newspaper, any other little toys or knickknacks that they can play with. They do love toys. But anyway, next, after the newspapers, I have picked out this brick. I put his food dish on it so that every time he gets food, he runs over the brick. In the natural habitat, hedgehogs are constantly running over rocks, stones, rough ground, and wood. So I placed that in there. So it's a little bit more like a natural habitat, but mainly because as he goes to his food every day, it keeps his claws from becoming too sharp. So they stay at a healthy pace. Got his water dish, of course. And the type of food that I use is made specifically for hedgehogs. As you can see, it's got a little picture of a hedgehog on the bag. However, their diets are very similar to cats. So you can supplement their cat food with fruits and vegetables, and it will be a perfectly fine diet for them. But you want them to stay healthy. That's the most important thing. So the next thing I put in the cage is his wheel. Like a hamster's wheel, but it's a bit bigger because of their size difference. Now, I put this in his cage back here, so it's up against the wall. Hedgehogs, in their natural wildlife habitat, can run 650 to 1,000 feet in diameter. That's the space that they span each day looking for prey. So, they have to get plenty of exercise, and it's also good to sometimes take them out of the cage and build them a barrier with some toys to run around in. But that is one of the most important things about hedgehogs. And they are nocturnal, so they will do a lot of this running on their wheel at night. And as you can see, it can be a little annoying. However, it's worth it. The next thing to think about is their bathroom habits. Now, they don't always go in their litter box, but they do usually keep their waste in one small area or corner of the cage. Their litter boxes are usually designed in a corner to fit right in the cage. Now, I use the same litter I use for my cat. It's wheat-based. And the reason they have this is for their dust baths. That's how they clean themselves naturally. So that brings me to my second point of the conversation, and I will introduce you to Marcel, who is in his sleeping bag right now. They keep a little sleeping bag for burrowing. The first thing about a hedgehog before you think about giving him a bath is handling them. You want to pick them up. You want to pick them up by touching their bottoms first and petting them. And as you can see, his quills are up right now. He's just a little scared. I woke him up from a little nap. But his quills are already coming down from me petting him. So I can go ahead and pick him up. It's important to hold him for a little bit before you give him a bath, as they're a little bit nervous. Marcel, however, is still relatively new to me, so I'm new to him. So as you can see, he's just a little bit squirmy. For bath time, what you want to do is place him on a towel on a flat surface. And the first thing you want to do is take a pair of tweezers and get any large pieces out of his quills. He doesn't really have any right now because I gave him a bath just a couple days ago. But the next thing you can do, and you can do this almost every day, is just brush him with toothbrushes. I keep 2 of them for him all the time. My yellow one is for dry, my red one is for wet. I'll use the yellow one first, and you just kind of stroke through his quills. That gets some of the extra dust out of his quills from dust baths or any little pieces that he might get in his cage from who knows what. So looking good. Next thing you do is I have a cup full of warm water with just a small amount of baking soda in it. And I will take my wet toothbrush, dip it in, and give him the same treatment I did with the dry toothbrush. And I don't know if you can hear the sound or not that he's making, but he makes a little snuffling sound when he pricks his quills up because it's kind of his defense mode. So he's obviously a little bit nervous right now, so I'm not going to go for the belly. As you can see in the handout I gave you, all the steps that are listed I just did, but I will not be doing his belly because I have him in such a precarious position. Now, you can occasionally give them baths and sinks. Some of them like it, some of them don't. Marcel kind of is indecisive about it apparently, but you have to always make sure they're completely dry before you put them back in their cage. And they will burrow in the towel that you dry them with, as you can tell again. And the last thing I do sometimes is I will just take my dry toothbrush and put a little bit of baking soda on it to spread over his fur. Helps with odor elimination, and it's not bad for them. Again, make sure he's fully dry. That is crucial. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed meeting Marcel and knowing a little bit more about him. I hope that you enjoyed my speech. And just remember, if you're thinking about getting a new pet, hedgehogs are great. As long as you have your wheel, your litter box, definitely food and water. Make sure you get the right food. The brick is very helpful. Marcel loves his sleeping bag. You will always find him sleeping in here. And a couple little toys, of course, for him to play with. I keep a blanket over here as well, just to make sure he stays warm. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If anyone is thinking about getting a hedgehog, I recommend it as a pet. And thanks so much for watching.